I'm Ted Berg for SNY.TV. This is the baseball show presented by Pepsi Max. Joined today by SNY Mets analyst Bob Ojeda. Bob, how's it going?
Good, Ted.
Bob, I want to talk about pickoff moves a little bit, but before we do, I want to talk about what a pitcher shouldn't do. I know he has to bring his hands together. He can't, come out of that motion without pitching. But what about the footwork that makes for a balk?
Well, you cannot step in front of the rubber. Your foot that's on the rubber, you can't step in front. You have to step in back. And as a left-hander, you have to step towards the base. You always have to disengage the rubber if you're throwing to any other base. That's the main thing. You have to stop. You have to come to that pause, and you can't start and then stop. You can't even do this and then stop. Those are the things you can't do out of the
So as a left-hander, you can come to first without stepping off.
Right.
And a right-hander, you can come to third without stepping off.
Right, the same move.
Right.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you have to step off.
Otherwise, you got to disengage the rub. Yeah.
All right. Let's look at some examples of this.
Okay.
So now we'll start with the left-hander, because I think traditionally when we think about guys with great moves, it's usually left-handers. Andy Pettitte is a guy who we've seen just pick off so many guys over time. What's he doing?
Well, if you watch his head, number one thing lefties do is their head. Usually when they look at you, they're going home. When they look at home, they're going to first. What he does is he angles his head down every time, whether he's going to home or first. That's the first tip they get, is the head. The leg lift, you see his top leg there, the one that's up in the air, that one cannot go back across the rubber. If he crosses the rubber with that, with his foot, he's got to go home. So he lifts it straight up. At this point, the runner, ideally you want him to think you can go either way, and that's what Pettitte does so well. Now, this isn't his best move. This is a show-me move. He's got Hairston over there at second, threat to run. But what he wants to do is just give him a move, let him know he's thinking about him. That's what this move right here is all about.
Well, let's talk about that. What is the show-me move, and where does that compare to your good move?
The show-me rubbers, I want to know what's going on. I want him to know I'm paying attention to him, and I also want to know what the hitter's thinking. A lot of times I start my motion, maybe he's going to bunt. Maybe something is going on. I don't know, but I'll get a lot of information just by flipping one over there. I'll just get a little information. Plus, I disrupt the hitter. The hitter all of a sudden thinks I'm paying attention here. He may have been locked in on something on me, so all of a sudden I've just kind of disrupted things a little bit.
And how do you decide when to use your show-me move and when to use your good move?
When I think I got him. If I think I got him, I'll do a couple show-me's. Maybe he'll bite on that, think that's my move, because he may have seen it on video, but he may not have seen my good move. So I'll break out that good move. I'll usually save that for when I need it, though. If I really need it, I'll break out the good one early. If I don't, I'll keep that in my pocket. Depends on the situation. When I need it could be the first inning, third inning, fifth inning. Depends on the situation. Now, if my move is just locked in, you're going to get my good one every time, because if I pluck you off there, whether you got on a knock or a walk, I'm going to get rid of you.
Let's take a look at a right-hander with a good move. This is Tim Hudson, a guy with a very good move. You can see there's so much more footwork involved in going to first base.
Well, it's all the footwork. It all has to be quick feet. That's what we always do, and that's what we teach. You've got to have quick feet. As you notice, his upper body stays still. They're not getting anything tipped from that, and then he immediately quicks his feet, gets his feet moving quick so he can open up to make that throw to first base.
And now going to third, he could do essentially what Pettitte was doing.
Same thing. Same thing. The right-hander can get that freedom to go to third that the pitcher gets as a lefty going to first.
Who are some guys from your day or from any day that you think had great moves?
Well, Bruce Hurst had a phenomenal move. A big high leg kick, much like Andy Pettitte's. High leg kick, and he would almost hang there for a while. John Tudor had a good move, too. Two guys I played with in Boston. They had good moves because they had that deception to where they looked like they could go either way, and they didn't tip it with their head.
Now, what about some of the wacky moves? Did you ever play with Pascual Perez?
No.
Yeah, I know he would go through his legs. And then Dickey has the one going to second that he can do because of his elbow, he says, where, he can come off and just fire like that.
I've seen some righties do that even who have a ligament. That's a stressful move, but if you could do it and pull it off, it's a good one. If you can make a strong enough throw, that's the one thing that makes Dickey's work. He can put enough on it to get it over there in a timely manner.
Bob, thanks so much.
You're welcome, Ted.
Thanks for watching the baseball show presented by Pepsi Max. We'll see you next time.